Hi guys, good morning. I was going to say it's me, but that's pretty fucking obvious, isn't it? Anyway, so sitting here and yet again I'm wondering how to start this video. You know, got a really nice comment from somebody. Living Soul. Thank you for that comment. If you watch this video, it's very difficult when you're being blocked and obstructed in every imaginable way. If you find that this is happening to you, and I reckon that a lot of you are becoming really sickeningly aware of how you've been used, abused, violated, brutalized, gaslit, manipulated, fed off of, obstructed and blocked and stolen from your entire life. This is not an exhaustive list, by the way. Okay. And it's like in my last video when I talk about this fact that in fact, everything that you've been through, these horrible relationships, or where you became addicted to stuff, or I mean, man, I used to, years ago in Amsterdam, there was this center that used to help people with drug issues, you know, with substance misuse issues, as in, I found substance misuse, well, is there a correct way to use them? Like, you know what I mean? Fucking language, gaslighting. And there was this woman there who had been trafficked as a child from Africa and had been put to work as a prostitute when she was very young. And then they'd arrested the people that had trafficked her, so they were gone, they were out of the picture. And you could have thought, well, she's free, she's finally free, and she can do what she wants to do now. But she kept prostituting herself in the red light area, because that was all she knew. And just from talking to her, and this is a long time ago, I knew that she was she was so severely traumatized and so fucked up. And this trauma was already there before she was ever trafficked, because she came from an area in Africa that was just inundated with warlords and all kinds of nasty shit, as so many countries in Africa are. I mean, there is absolutely no denying that African people and the African nations have been particularly targeted in a really sadistic manner. You know, we've always given to believe that African people are less than. There was this German guy, a complete psychopath, who said, well, I did this DNA, survey in Liberia, and oh, they're so stupid. And I'm like, you're a fucking piece of work, you know? The trauma makes people seem stupid. People are not going to perform well when they're severely traumatized. So that really fucked me off, because I bet you Africa has a wonderful and rich and incredible history, and I think that is in part why they are targeted a certain way, because there are gifts and there's incredibleness there. It's like why the German people of German heritage have been particularly targeted as well, because there's something really special there. But this is a story for another video. It's just a series of laboratories, right? Earth, this experience, this world, whatever you fucking want to call it, it is basically a concentration camp made up of different laboratories and different Joseph Mengeles in different guises, doing different sadistic, evil shit to people. And then we're obviously set against each other, black against white, and then it's like at the moment a white man is the guilty one, you know, but it used to be somebody else, and now it's men, or then now it's women, and now when you're straight you're evil and should be, you know, should be forced down on your knees and beg for forgiveness for being straight or whatever, you know. It's all a cauldron of demonic evil shit, and I mean the mind control and the trauma is beyond words. And I'm really, these last few days, ever since I did my video Not Guilty, I've really gone into that, because you have to. If you want out of the matrix, you have to neutralize it within yourself. You have to transmute and alchemize the mind control, which keeps you trapped on this vibration where the demons get to do what they do to us, right? That woman, but I should say girl, because she was only like in her early 20s all these years ago, kept working as a prostitute because she was still so severely traumatized and just in a fugue state. And I've often wondered about her. I've often wondered what happened to her subsequently. You know, there is absolutely no doubt that had she been in her free will, in a seat of self, she would have never ever continued to do that. But it is an actual fact that most women that were sex trafficked, even when they are freed, will continue to work as prostitutes in one way or another. Now, you go on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or any of these fucking whatever the fuck they are, places, and time again you are bludgeoned with false light propaganda. It happens all the time. We come across this all the time, wow, this is why it's so fucking important to do your inner work, to know and understand how to do your inner work. Don't ask me how to do it. It's for you to work it out yourself. You cannot ask somebody else and they say, oh, this is how you do it, or that's how you do it, because it might be slightly different for different people. I'm just looking for a meme here. He is starting to show symptoms of free will and independent thought. Put the news on TV. Oh, yeah. Right. So, my channel, the Kismet Spiral, is all about pointing out clearly, undeniably, the elephant in the living room. But I live in a world, and I'm surrounded by people everywhere that don't want to know. They don't want to know. They're probably NPCs. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just looking. Because this meme that I came across yesterday is just so indicative of false light, manipulation, and it's so important that we see through that. Here we are. Now there's a great big picture of the Buddha. The only way you will ever awaken is through silence, not through analyzation of facts, not by sorting out good and bad, but through simple silence. Letting go of all thoughts, all the hurts, all the dogmas and all the concepts, letting go of these things daily. Robert Adams. I have no idea who Robert Adams is, but he's an evil fucking piece of work, if ever there was one, because it's all that bit of filth is all about denial, all across the plane. There are people engaged in transcendental meditation. It was very, very big in the 60s, you know. It made its entrance into the Western consciousness in the 60s, the 50s really. but it became very big in the 60s. And not just transcendental meditation, but just meditation, the mindfulness of breathing, this, that and the other. I'm well familiar with it. I practiced Buddhism for about 2 seconds and worked out that it was false light and that it was gaslighting, you know. Now, I once went to a Buddhist retreat and there was some really nice people there on the face of it. And when you scratch the surface, they were toxic as fuck. And some of them weren't very toxic, they were actually really, really nice people, it has to be said, but you know, it was a mixed bag. These were not people that were doing any kind of inner work. These were people that felt guilty for feeling rage, for feeling grief, for feeling sorrow, for feeling loss, for feeling hatred, for feeling violent. They could not own any of that because they were subtly, smoke and mirrors, skullduggery, made to feel that all that is negative. Oh, and desire as well. You mustn't want anything. You mustn't desire anything at all, because that's bad, and you know, that's all bad and evil, and you're a bad person, right? So they meditated the fuck out of themselves every fucking day. And they literally kind of almost floated around in a blissful state, but they were totally fucked up. Totally fucked. And they were teaching other people to do that. And then the New Age, which is an amalgamation of all kinds of Eastern traditions, Islamic mysticism, Christian mysticism, a bit of this and a bit of that, that is hashed and rehashed according to, you know, what gaslighting nonsense needs to be employed toward a target population. It's always the same shit. It's always about, you mustn't feel, your feelings are bad. You're bad for feeling all these emotions and for feeling insane. You know, you need to be afraid of that because it's all bad and it's going to destroy you, and it's going to destroy other people and it's going to destroy the world. When it rears its ugly head, you must brutally repress it, and you need to be good, and you need to be nice, and gratitude. You need to be grateful. Forgive your enemies. And when people treat you like absolute shit, you need to have compassion for them because it's not their fault, because they're just wounded, and you need to keep giving to them. You need to keep pouring all your finances and your emotional, your life, or keep pouring it into the black hole that they are, because you know they're so needy. And you need to be the wounded healer. Give until you die. You need to let us bleed you dry, and you need to pretend that everything is fantastic. You need to listen to the NPCs who tell you that you need to be grateful and that you need to be kind. Because that is what it means to be a good person. And of course we have more and more now. I mean, my friend's mother, she's that way. She hasn't got a fucking clue. She's really, really toxic. You know, she goes to this gym with her little friends, and they're exposed in the gym. They have this yoga teacher, you know, and it's all about mindfulness now. Oh, mindfulness, a contradiction in terms, right? And all of a sudden, she and her little friends they know what it's all about, and they dish out this advice because they just repeaters, you know. It's like back in the day, it used to be the theory of evolution, Darwinism. You know, you get these people with their cars and they have this little fish with little legs on, as in taking the piss out of Christians who just have a little fish, which is exactly the same thing. So moronic people taking the piss out of other moronic people. It's all a fucking mockery of ignorance and confirmation bias, you know. And oh, you know, you just need to do this and you just need to do that, and then and you just need to and everything is so great, and life is so great, and life is so great. keep calm and carry on. You get people that tell you that it's all about manifesting. They focus on manifesting, oh that word, co-creating and manifesting. So presumably if you've made a lot of money and you've got a nice big house and a nice big car and you've got everything you've ever wanted, and it's always material stuff, isn't it? Or I want a really handsome boyfriend. I want a boyfriend that looks just like Ken, and I want to look like Barbie. I want to have beautiful big tits. So big that like every time I go out I fall over. Boom. Whatever. You're going to wonder, right? Why do you want that? I'm not saying we shouldn't want to be comfortable, prosperous, abundant, healthy, whatever. I'm not saying we shouldn't want to be in a relationship with a person that loves us genuinely, that knows how to love and respects us and so forth, and on healthy, wholesome relationships and friendships. But many of us, right, one way or another, probably aren't even quite ready for that yet. I mean, I have a few very good friendships, yes, and I am ready for that, but when I engage with these people, I think I wasn't ready for it, and they weren't ready for it, but we worked our way through it. That is the magic, and that is a good thing, and that might happen. So you might not be ready for it, but it happens, and that is a great thing, and you can work through stuff together. You grow together. You grow in the same direction together, and that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Yet again, showing that it ain't all evil and bad. No, it isn't. It's very easy to think that it's all bad, and it's all evil, and it's all demonic. It's very easy to feel that way. I have felt that way these last few days. It's very, very easy to go back into that hatred and that rage. Because that's really, really coming up right now, guys. Because we see it now, don't we? Do you see it yet? Do you see it? And do you feel it? How, and I reiterate, how we have been totally mind controlled and brutalized and manipulated and violated and raped and pillaged and torn, ripped apart, stamped on, spat on. Wow. I don't know why, but for some reason I'm just thinking of this Oscar Wilde quote. All of us are lying in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. I think that's your soul traveller in a way. Alright? Yeah, these people manifesting, I'm manifesting this and I'm manifesting that. We're not, these are the people that drive around in their cars and they're totally oblivious to all the dead animals, to all the garbage and the rubbish everywhere, to that burning car that's been sat there burning now for 3 whole days, to distorted people that are clearly very, very ill, waddling around, to the fact that we are now in a world, in an experience that is more like hell than we've ever known it before, and that this has to be seen and understood. We're not here to disengage from all that, from truth, and live in a bubble where we are manifesting, oh, you know, with our fake tans and our I don't know, our Dior t-shirts or whatever. That is just fucking, that is evil, that is just wrong. Now, we are here, we do manifest, we do create, we do manifest. It is our inherent nature as a soul traveller that we do that. All soul beings do. But we've been totally hacked. And that manifesting power, that magic, is being used to create this. So we're not here to ignore the elephant in the living room, the trauma-based mind control, and everything that has happened, this whole experience, what it is, our own consciousness, our own, where we've been implicated in this whole thing, because it has usurped our free will, mind control, our responsibility for taking back our consciousness out of the clutches of this parasite. Yes. So we manifest tower moments. So when people start to wake up, really wake up, things start to fall apart. The dark night of the soul, that is what it's all about. That is true awakening. It isn't about manifesting shiny cars and money. It's not about that at all. It's not about having success, because if the world around you is in screaming agony, you have no business thinking that way. And if you do, you're not a fucking good person. Or you are, basically, but you're not fucking awake and you're not really getting the bigger picture. It's like, what the fuck? We need to own this experience. We need to face the fucking truth, which is the elephant in the living room, which is that we are in some sort of experience. You could call it a place, but is it? It has many. It's like a simulation. All right. We know it's a very strange thing, and that it isn't what it appears to be at all. We know we've been lied to in every imaginable way about absolutely fucking everything. My friend went on about, what was it? Because we were watching Star Trek. Yeah, I'm still watching Star Trek, because there ain't nothing else I want to watch. It's all fucking violence, and it's all distorted, mind control, Manchurian Candidate garbage. And I'm like, no man, I have no idea what I'm going to be watching when I'm done with Star Trek. I dare say I'll just, when I'm at home, I'll just sit on the sofa and stare into space and use my imagination to imagine all kinds of wonderfulness instead of allowing myself to be entertained, right? It's a usurpation of your imagination. Entertainment, you see. That's why they do it to kids now. Computer, right? Back in the day, we used to bake cakes out of mud and dog shit, right? That was being creative when you're like 7. Now they're like, watching porn on fucking and fucking twerking, whatever, weirdos. And no, the kids are dead now, man. I see it everywhere. They're like pincushions for starters, right? The childhood vaccination scheme is just mental. It's like, whoa! And there's nothing. It's like, whoa, anybody home? It's really scary shit. Again, this is on the external plane another symptom of, yeah. But we're not here to be living in a little bubble of manifesting all the nice material pleasures. We're not here for this. We are here as soul travelers to go within and to face your trauma-based mind control. I call it the hell contagion, because when you really go into it and really start to peel back the layers, it doesn't get better and better and better. It gets darker and darker and darker, because the deeper down you go, the more wow. And as you do that inner work, layer after layer after layer, it's as if your spirit eyes, your eyesight, layer after layer, becomes clearer and clearer and clearer, and you can see everything for what it really is. Now, it was always that way. It was never any good. It was never any good in the 50s and the 60s either. Because I was having this conversation with this girl, young girl, about 18, 19, and she was working in the cheese shop, and I was there getting some really nice goat cheese, and she's just waking up. And she's lovely, and she's full of spirit, and I thought it was brilliant. And she goes, well, I think it used to be better in the 60s and the 70s. And I was like, no, honey, absolutely not. It wasn't. There's this woman, she's dead now, but she was called Vivian Meyer. they did this really good documentary, Finding Vivian Maier, and I found this shitload of negatives of photos taken by this woman in this lockup, and they, you know, they published these photos, and there's a massive legal wrangle going on now, which again, this is typical. Something good and wholesome and beautiful and creative, something that came from the heart, has been turned into something shit. And a shitload of these photos now are languishing in limbo because of this legal wrangle, because people that didn't give a fuck about her when she was alive and wouldn't have spat on her if she was on fire, now claim, oh, we're her relatives and this money belongs to us. It's sickening, but this is typical of this fucking world. Anyway, this woman, who was a very troubled individual, but clearly had a penchant for truth, went about with his little box brownie camera, and took a shitload of really fantastic photographs in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, and it shows you the truth starkly. This is a concentration camp. This world is evil. There is a shitload of evil in this world, and the only reason that it hasn't totally imploded in abject black putrid horror is the light. And I'm not going to go into how and why and where and who and are, because I've spoken about this many times, and I don't have all the answers, but I do have faith. Not blind faith, I don't do blind faith, but it's been borne out by my own experiences. I go into my hell contagion like the last 3 days have been hell, where there is no faith, there is, because it's soul retrieval, and when you're in the middle of something like that, in a soul retrieval passage, it's that part of you that doesn't trust in the light. It believes the light to be evil. It says, look what I've been through here, look what they have done to me, these demons, right? Your whole life that you've been brutalized and used in every imaginable way. It's incredible. I mean, the narcissistic abuse, and they're everywhere around us, manipulating. And the false light is big, and we need to see through it. We're not here to live in a bubble in hell. We came here to sort this out once and for all, and that's it. We're here to do a job. We are engineers of a kind, you know, and the dark night of the soul, the true awakening, when you go within, it's not about working out that, oh, the New World Order, Illuminati, or oh, the government hates me. No. Oh boy, it's so much bigger than that. But you have all these normies now waking up, beginning to realize, you know, with the these text messages that have been published by this British politician. You know who I mean, Hancock. It shows so clearly to these newly awakening normies, whatever, but also to me, conversely, the utter disdain they have for us. Scare the pants of them, terrorize the fuck out of them, and they'll take the the Punjab. And it's blatant. There's so many happenings occurring on the external, if you pay attention. None of it is exactly what you think it might be or what they tell you it is. So you've got to read between the lines. And again, when you do the inner work, you get better and better at psychically seeing the truth beyond all the obvious shenanigans and gaslighting nonsense. You see into the heart of the matter. It's something you learn to do. People, places, events, it's that and it's that and it's that. You learn to do that, but you won't learn it if you don't do any inner work. You will stagnate. You will never get out of the fucking matrix. People want to change the world, but they don't want to do the inner work. It's like, oh, I'm going to sort this out, but they don't want to do the work. They just want to live in la la land and pretend they're some sort of like mythical hero. Yeah, this isn't about some fantasy. This is about actually doing the fucking work, and there is nothing heroic about it, actually. It's really just hard going. It's a tough, you know, that's it. You get on with it, and you keep on with it, and you don't give up. You do that even when you're blocked in every imaginable way, like I am, like my channel is. It's blocked. It's like, whoa. It wants me to think that nobody gives a damn. And you know, it sort of hurts as well, because you know what? I've given a lot of myself in this channel. I really have. I do these videos because I hope and think and feel that they are helpful. And I'm not, I don't script, and I'm just, you just get what I am. I does what it says on the tin sort of person. I don't fuck about, I don't lie. I don't make things up. I'm just real and raw. Yeah, I'm a little wonky, I'm a rough diamond, I'm not pretty, and I'm not nice, and I swear a lot. Yeah, that's me. But I'm fucking honest. I will always tell you what I feel, what I think. I will never lie, and I won't, you know, beat about the bush, because I don't believe in it. So it's nice, living soul, when I get these types of comments, to know that people do appreciate me, because I do find that the reciprocation factor, it matters to me to know that these videos are being received. And if you cannot leave a comment underneath the video, you might try leaving it in the community section. It will say community under my video. You might try that. Or just give me a like. I appreciate being appreciated, people. I really do. I'm sure you all understand, because you will feel the same way. And we live in a world where we're literally just used as a food source, and we're not really used to getting any kind of appreciation or reciprocation or validation or vindication. None of that. No, no. Just get back down to your fucking knees, slave, and let us suck you dry. Which is why we tend to have these really difficult, arduous lives where everything is a fucking uphill struggle, and no matter how hard you try, you never really seem to get any fucking way, right? You have this brilliant idea, but somebody else is like there doing it, and it's like, what the what? Like, all kinds of shit like that. It's really, really bad. It's really bad, guys. And then they turn around and say, well, it's your own fault. You didn't try hard enough, you should have done this, you should have done that. Look at me, and I'm doing this, and I'm so successful, and I'm manifesting. But it's like, yeah, but you're soulless, and yeah, you're just gonna cease to exist. Because I'm gonna fucking keep doing my inner work. And I will light reset. And when I say that, light reset, okay, so you're there and you might be sort of new to my channel, I don't know, so you might think, what are you talking about, the light reset, what's that about? Now that is what I call the law of attraction. When I talk about the law of attraction in the way that I do, I'm not having a go at anybody who likes the law of attraction, who is interested or has been interested or talks about excuse me, the law of attraction. I'm not having a go at you. You do whatever you like. I'm not having a go at you. But I am entitled to my own opinion. And I own my opinion. I know what the law of attraction is. I remembered when The Secret came out. I knew straight away it was a fucking psyop. And I was the envy of all my neighbours. Now, if that is what you're into, you're a fucking demon. Get the fuck away from me. Do not speak to me. If you want to inspire envy in other people, if you want to show up with all your money and your fake tits that will explode as soon as you get on a Boeing 777, by the way, right? And you want to make people feel shit because they don't have it, then you're a fucking demon. That is sick. It was all wrong, it was all wrong. There is a law of attraction, yes. Because we attract everything we need to awaken us. We attract everything we need to enable us to go within and do the fucking work. Sometimes that is very unpleasant shit. The tower in the tarot card, right? The tower is when shit happens and you think, why me? Why me? It brings up all that self-pity and all that self-attack and all that fucking rage that you should have felt and expressed about 10 million times throughout your life, but were prevented from feeling it and expressing it because you were told you didn't have the right to feel it, because no, they weren't fucking brutalizing you and violating you and raping and pillaging you, mind controlling you and gaslighting you. They weren't doing that. No, everything was just fine. They were right, you were wrong, you're a worthless piece of garbage that doesn't deserve to exist, and you should feel guilty and ashamed. And they're the good people, and they're over there manifesting prosperity and success that you're supposed to feel envious of. And you do not have the right to feel your feelings or express them in any way. So put that shit back in your subconscious and let it fucking make you sick. And let us feed off your misery whilst you're at it. That is what all that is about. No. We're not here for that shit, guys. I said it in my last video, we're not here for that, and we are powerful, because otherwise none of this shit would be happening, because we would be utterly useless to the forces of evil. When you really see it and feel it intrinsically, like I said in my last video, it's not an intellectual, oh yeah, it's really bad actually. No, you need to know and feel it here. So it's not about, oh, just meditate the fuck out of it and make it all go away. We don't want to feel that. We don't want to see the elephant in the living room. We're just going to pretend the world's just fine. And in 300 years from now, things will be a little bit better. We'll still have to work for a living and we'll still have to grow old. But hey, and there will still be disease. You know, and everything will continue to feed. Animals will kill other animals to eat, and we will kill animals to eat, and they will kill us because we are just cattle to them, and they will eat us, and that is just how it's meant to be. And then we'll die and we'll have a nice near-death experience and wander around in this beautiful garden with Jesus and the angels, and then they'll wipe your memory and send you straight back to do it again and again and again. But we're great, because we're manifesting. Right. We send ourselves in here on a fucking mission. We're on a mission from God. Do you remember the Blues Brothers? That's us. We're like the Blues Brothers. The Cosmic Blues Brothers, that's us. We know what this is. You know what this is. Stop fucking lying to yourself. Wake the fuck up. Sorry guys, I'm just, a bit passionate today. I'm saying that to myself as well, because there's this voice in my head going, oh, what's wrong with you? Well, just be happy. Just do some art. Go for a walk in nature, which I can't actually do at the moment because I'm doing this detox and I had this blood test and it's like, oh my fucking god. Well, it's actually not nowhere near as bad as I thought it would be, but my liver is fucking conking out, which is not good. And I've been sat here the last few days thinking, like this voice in my head, why don't you just commit suicide? Why don't you just commit suicide? Why don't you just... And I'm feeling so hopeless. So hopeless. The despair that I have been feeling is just, there are no words for that level of despair. Absolutely no words for that at all. Because the onslaught, you see, like crush, because when you finally see it with your third eye, you know. And you're also more aware than ever before of the true magical power that lies within you. Oh yeah, because this isn't something that's just happening to us. I have said that, haven't I? I need to remind us all, myself included, of this. No. This is not about, oh, this is just happening to me and I'm just a powerless victim. Oh. It's not like that. No. I mean, you can think that way and go there if you like. I was there yesterday, I was thinking that and feeling that. I was like, oh, you know, and oh, the rage, the rage, the rage, the rage. Oh. You gotta own it, you gotta be with it, you gotta be with it. And even in the tiniest, dimmest part of you over there, it's like, yeah, I've got your back, I'm holding on to you, but I understand how you feel. You gotta validate yourself. Nobody else will fucking do it, I'm telling you that now. You gotta validate yourself. You gotta sit there and say, you know what? I am so filled with hate and rage because they've done it all to me. They have done it, and they've done it again and again. They've done it every day, every minute, every second, every nanosecond of my life. They have been doing it to me. It's the truth. It's horrifying. Isn't it, Kiss? Absolutely fucking horrifying. And that doesn't mean that you know what, I would actually go as far as to say, you know, we're allowed a certain time for abject self-pity, because in a sense it is honouring yourself. It's like saying, yeah. Because it is the truth. It's not about, well, you had free will. You chose to do that, and you chose to do that, and you chose to remain a prostitute when your sex traffickers left the scene. See, that was your choice. You had free will. And to that I say, stop lying. Doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Trauma-based mind control and a full spectrum of such horrifying abuse that is totally beyond my language to be able to convey, all to get you to forget to see yourself so that you don't have free will. It hijacks your free will. So it's not about, oh, just pretend none of that is the case. Pretend this world's perfectly okay. We're all going to ascend to 5D where things will be a little bit better. They won't be very good, but they'll be a little bit better, you know, yeah. And that orange man will be president of the world. And yeah, it'll all be a little bit better. And then we're going to manifest and manifest and manifest, and it's all great and it's all wonderful, and that's it, that's where it's at. And we don't need to do any inner work. We just need to be positive, have positive emotions, think positive thoughts. And if you think positive thoughts, then everything is going to work out. Think positive thoughts, because your thoughts create your reality. That's not true. Your thoughts do not create your reality. Right now, your trauma-based mind control, hell contagion, is creating your reality, and you need to go into yourself and sort that shit out, because no amount of fake, forced gratitude or forgiveness or positive thinking or generosity and being a fucking battery is gonna fix this shit. Yes, gratitude, yes, real gratitude, genuine forgiveness, genuine heartfelt kindness in certain places, but not as a perpetual life force bleeding operation, no. Learn to be kind to yourself first. Tend to your own needs. Tend to your own consciousness. Heal your consciousness and you will heal the world. Light resetting. Light resetting is my own terminology for the genuine law of attraction. For genuine creating and genuine manifesting. It is the great healing. It is where this entire world around us begins to change and shift, like in a Mandela effect type thing, where there was this poor dead fox that some NPC had run down, and subsequent NPCs had just ran over with their cars, not giving a shit, and that fox is alive now and radiant and shining, and all the trees are radiant and shining, and everything is crystalline and it's not carbon based. That's all wrong. It's no longer carbon-based, it's crystalline. Everything has a subtle glow. The plethora of colours is astonishing. It is beautiful, it is lush. And we can bring this world here. We can change everything. We can light reset everything. We have that power within us. They made us believe We did have nothing of the kind that we were powerless and worthless and sinful and all the things that, everything dark and everything bad, so that we would allow ourselves to be horrendously mistreated. And it's been using our magic against us ever since. We came in here to sort this out once and for all. It is the hardest thing ever, because the mind control, the subterfuge, the schisms. No, this is your all wrong. Like yesterday, oh, you're getting it all wrong, Anika. You don't know what you're talking about. You're full of shit. Oh, you need to go and listen to this person. You need to go and listen to that person because they know and you don't. And it comes at you with anything, any tactic. It's a mind parasite. It will tell you anything. It's very difficult. I'm good at what I do. Dare I say this, but I am. I'm good at it, and even I fall for it, mate. I'll tell you, it's incredible. I mean, there's this episode in Voyager. I don't know which series it is. I think it's series 4. But they're in the belly of this beast, which just, it's this massive beast that just floats about in space, and it eats ships. And it puts all these illusions into your consciousness, whereby you think that, oh wow, and Voyager, all the crew of Voyager think they finally got home. They're no longer lost in the Delta Quadrant, they're back home, and there's a room on it, they're all home, and they're back in the Alpha Quadrant, everything is great, and everything is amazing. But actually, they're stuck in the belly of this beast, and they're slowly being corroded and eaten by the acid in its stomach, right? Of course they get out, but that is very similar to all these people allowing themselves to just be deluded and deceived by the dark side. It will latch on to any remaining trauma or soul fragments, because that is all the power it has over you. It has no power over the light within you. Your true self is impervious to it. It will attack you and latch onto you into where you are wounded, right? And the lies. And all the while it's feeding off of you, yeah? So all this like, oh, I'm manifesting and everything is just great and the world's going to get better, and that is not how it works, guys. The elephant in the living room is a trauma-based mind control. You need to go within and you need to sort that shit out. You need to heal it, transmute it. You need to alchemize it. You need to neutralize it. It has to be done. There is no fucking other way. The sheer volume of just people that allow themselves to be blindsided and deluded, and it's like, wow. I don't really come across many, if any, people who are genuinely committed to doing what needs to be done, who get it and who do it. It's a difficult thing. There are so many hurdles, and it's a maze, guys. It's a maze. It's like a maze. It's a really big, really complex maze. That's what it is. And the law of attraction. Yes, there is a law of attraction. We do manifest. We have been, one way or another, we have never been totally forsaken or totally lost in this place, in this, whatever this is, right? There's always been a guiding hand. I call it the umbilical cord, that has shown us the way through. But we have had many horrendous experiences. We've been very badly treated. But when you look around you, really pay attention now, you'll come across these people that have had relatively easy lives. I'm not saying they've been smooth, plain sailing all the way, but relatively easy, right? And have you noticed how they don't really have a clue? They're still perfectly okay. Oh, do a bit of shopping, a bit of this, a bit of that, yeah. Have a career, or, whatever. There is no impetus, no impetus. Everything you've been through in this life, horrific though it is and has been, is your impetus. It is ultimately what will show you the way out. And I know that is paradoxical as fuck, but it is the fucking truth. It will show you the way out. It will. It is why you understand the inherent insanity of it all. Of, okay, this is a demon gourmet food fest. This is why you know you cannot live in your own little manifesting prosperity bubble surrounded by misery and suffering. No, you know, because of everything you've been through, if you are truly sold, and if you are truly a soul traveler, and if you are genuine and committed, you will have oodles of compassion and empathy and wisdom and courage and integrity. You will have developed all of that, and you will express it, and you will learn to express that correctly. That has to start here at home. You need to learn to bring it home. Bring it home to yourself. Bring it home to yourself, okay? First and foremost. Ain't no good being all things to all people, right? You're not a jar of peanut butter spreading yourself all thin. No. You've got to look after yourself. You've got to tune in. Who am I? What have I been through? Everything, all of it. I need to look at all of it. I need to feel and express all the, I want to say all the things I should have said to that person there, to that fucking demon over there, and I want to feel all of it. You can't release it all at once. You can't do that because there's way too much of it. There's so much emotional, and these are not negative emotions, by the way, guys. Hatred and rage are not negative emotions. They are emotions. Full stop. You have every right and every reason to feel these things, and they have to be felt. You have to work through that shit. Wow. The psyop that is the false light. Twin flames. Oh, the Galactic Federation of Shite, and the Twin Flames, and the Light Workers. I get guided to videos because I watch this, and it's not because the video or the person doing the video is nearly good. They're actually full of shit, and they're either not with it at all and just deceived, or they're just NPCs. But it's like, yeah, the reason you're watching it is because of this, and then there's a little bit of something there that just clicks in with something else I came across earlier that day, and these are puzzle pieces. I call them pearls, but I think they're better named puzzle pieces. That is how I deal with reality. We lovingly refer to this as reality. We know it ain't. That's it. I don't follow anybody. I don't listen to anybody verbatim. Oh yeah, this person, no, absolutely not. I trust myself now, implicitly. I trust my true self and the guiding principle that I call the Great Mother. That is what I trust. I've learned to trust it. But even for me, there are days, there are times where it's like, nah, don't bother with the lies. It's just going to let you down. It's all bullshit. It's all sick evil game. There's only evil. There's nothing. Which is self-abuse to think that way and to go into that and to sit with it. I call it the passive-aggressive element, right? So then I've got to say, Anika, chop girl. No, don't do that. But it's been tough going these last few days, which is probably why I'm doing this video, you know? Anyway, I think I might call it a day there. I think I've said enough. I think I've said everything I wanted to say, needed to say. I hope it's well received. I hope it helps you to help yourself. I hope that it helps you to intrinsically get that your negative thoughts are not your thoughts. They're put into you. So when anybody says, oh, you just need to have positive thoughts and have positive emotions, like you can just switch off all your trauma and switch off your mind and just sit there like an automaton. I'm thinking all positive thoughts, I'm feeling really positive emotions. Look, I'm farting unicorns. Like, yeah. You gotta own it. Rough, raw, painful, where you're on your fucking knees on the ground screaming in agony, and you want to go out there and do some serious damage. Yeah, I'm not saying you should do that. No. This is another part, self-control and self-discipline. There's so many nuances, responsibility, accountability. But man, you owe yourself, you owe it to yourself to love yourself, and to put yourself first. You are in desperate need of your own love here, all right? And to own it all. And to allow yourself to feel a measure of self-pity, because yes, they did do it to you over and over again. They really fucking did. That is why they are here. They are your prison guards, and they're there to torture us and torment us, these fuckers. Have you ever noticed with these narcissists, these the covert ones, how you're like messaging, say, on Facebook, right, and you know, and then they just don't reply to your message. Nothing. They're greystoning you. They want you to keep, you know, they have all these tactics, and these covert narcs, man, they're especially, you need to be really, really careful of them. Because they are far worse, in my humble opinion, than the overt ones. Because with the overt ones, it's like, yeah, you're a fucking narc, you're a fucking demon, I see you, I know what you are, get the fuck away from me. You know. Or I will explode you with my third eye. Now it's the covert ones. Yeah. Anyway. You are all precious, infinitely valuable beings of light. The light reset is a magic, a power that we have within us. When we have healed sufficient trauma, alchemized, done the inner work, we get to that place. It's a bit like an old generator. It got to stop and start a bit at the beginning, but it's like, oh, wow, yes, you know it. You'll know it when it happens. But you still, so you have that. Ta-da! It won't last very long. And then you're back in the dark night of the soul, alchemizing bullshit again. And it's difficult, but you've got to do the work. There is something within us that is so incredible and so powerful that it can sort all this out. It can sort everything out. Evil knows it. It knows that. And it knows that some of us have already or are in the middle of making the crossing. Part of this, half of us say, one leg is already on the other side. So we've already made the crossing. And then there's a part of us that is going to make the crossing. Oh, right? It's a bit like that now. And that is why evil now is so rapidly attacking us. Because it feels, whoa, okay, I thought a couple of weeks back that was bad. No, what happened yesterday was far worse. And this morning even, lying in bed at 3:30 in the fucking morning at ridiculous o'clock. Wow. But the light has our back. We have our own back, and it's yeah. We are radiant beings of light, and it's so important that you just every now and then try and remember that. Try and remember that, you know, and know that you are going to get there. You are. But you cannot go anywhere if you do not heal this reservoir of trauma. There's just no amount of positive thinking or manifesting or whatever is going to sort this shit out. That's not how it works. That's false light, and it's all there to deceive you and keep you trapped in the matrix. It's as simple as that. You know. I don't know. I'll call it a day there, but yeah. All my love to all of you.